What's going on, guys? I'm Built, and welcome back to another episode of Just Another Let's Play. In today's episode, we are going to go over all of the changes that have taken place since the last episode, and that is mainly that we have switched over to the 1.17 terrain. So we will no longer have the older terrain, excluding from a few select areas where we have already built. All of the other terrain that is underneath us is going to be 1.17, meaning that there's going to be deep slate underneath us, along with all of the other awesome blocks that come with 1.17. The general mob farm over there, the witch hut down below inside of the mines, the sugarcane farm, and of course the main house and the surrounding areas, and the tree house where I originally started the Let's Play. All of those have been excluded from the 1.17 update, so those will not be changed over. However, area that is very, very close to it will be. We are going to pick up exactly where we left off, and that is the randomizer here. I have been busy at work naming all of these different farms that we are going to be building on the Let's Play, and there are a couple alternate items inside of here as well that we're going to be building as well. Like I said on the other episode, if you have any recommendations that you want me to put inside of this chest, that way it has a chance to be spit out by the randomizer and built inside of the world, then let me know down in the comments below, and I will put them inside of the randomizer and have them as a chance to be built on the Let's Play. So I ended up running into a rather big issue with this system, and the issue is if I take a bunch of these here and throw these inside of the system, of course we're going to want all of these to fit in here. You can see the system will automatically start pulling them in. However, if I keep on filling this up and put the rest of these in, then the issue is going to become very, very obvious as to what it is. Now that the system is fully loaded, you can see what exactly is going on, and that is that all of the items are being recirculated through the system, excluding the overflow, because a chest and a hopper pull from the first slot. And then once the first item is gone, it will pull from the second, and then so forth, moving down the line. It's always going to pull from this first slot because the first slot is always going to be replenished. So since this is constantly being replenished with a hopper below, it's only going to push in an item and pull out another item. That means that this chest is never going to pull from any other slot from the first and potentially the second slot here, leaving all of these items to the side and even these down below stagnant. What that means in layman's terms is these will never get a chance to be pulled from this randomizer, and it will never have a chance to go through the dropper because there's too many items inside of the system. So in order for us to fix this, I'm going to have to tear this out, and I think I have a pretty good idea with how we can do a few changes on it to make this to where it's a totally random system. So let's get into it and see if we can't fix it. Alright, so I think I about got it. What I ended up changing was really not a whole lot. The only thing I ended up changing was, one, I extended the length of the water channel and the hoppers. These are going to give us more of a buffer. That way things are not going to be completely stacking up inside of the droppers or the hoppers or any other spot inside of the system. The only place that they're going to be able to stack up is going to be at the very end here of the hopper. And that's okay because this hopper will only pull it at the speed of a hopper. So it will only pull it one item at a time and put it inside of this dropper one item at a time. Therefore, this is going to be the governor right here of the system, which is going to keep the entire system moving at a pace of one item per time, going through all of the different slots down at the bottom. I did also change the clock that runs this thing to an observer clock. I did this because it's more fast paced and it's able to pump out items a little bit faster. And that's essentially meaning that we're going to empty that dropper faster, getting it into the water faster. That way we can keep all of the items over here instead of inside of the system. So with this setup here, we are able to basically turn it on from a switch out here and hopefully not get blown up by a creeper. And that's basically going to drop everything out of there and allow it to basically stack up here at the end. But as you can see, as many items that stack up at the end here, it's still only going to come out one at a time. So it's going to come out of this hopper one at a time, and then it's going to go into this dropper one at a time, which is exactly what we wanted. And we don't have any stack items like we had before. So that is going to fix our issue. The only thing that we had to do was extend it a little bit. And I also made the pulse of it a little bit quicker. So that was a pretty easy fix for it for the most part. That being said, if I wanted to add more items to this, I would probably have to extend it even more. However, this has 37 different items inside of it, and I really don't feel the need of adding any more at this time. So let me go ahead and get rid of the skeleton. And then I'm going to go to sleep. Hopefully not get blown up by a creeper. Turn this off. And let's go to sleep. Now, one thing that you got to be careful of is because we're directly below a cliff here, you can still have creepers drop on your head. Don't ask me how I know that. I just know it. Take my word for it, okay? Let me go ahead and put these back inside of here. And now I'm off to the next thing that I want to show you guys, and that is this room here. Oh, I named it. It's the Cave of Creations. So this is basically based off of Impulse SV and what he did with also the randomizer as well. It was a really good idea that Impulse had. And that was on his Hermitcraft 7 episodes. It ended up being a really good idea because it not only keeps the audience that's watching this entertained, but it also keeps the content creator entertained as well. So in the back here, we have a switchboard, and you could turn on basically whatever lamp that you complete here. And as you can see on the top left here, we have the general mob farm done, the witch farm done, and the sugarcane farm done. These are all of the farms that I have added into that randomizer, and they're all going to be chosen at random. Whenever we complete a farm, we're going to come around here to the back, find our designated switch, turn it on, and that's going to mean that the farm has been completed. So we got the glow lichen farm there. So let's go ahead and turn that back off. And let's see what farm we're going to be. I'm so worried about creepers falling on my head. Let's see what farm we're actually going to be building now that we got this thing working right. Hello, creepers? No creepers? They blend in with these sunflowers, I swear it. I know the second I turn my back, I'm going to get blown up. All right, so give the system a moment to load. Get everything circulating really good. All right, guys, I think the coast is clear. I don't see any creepers around here. Let's see what we're going to be building next. And we're going to be building a bee farm. Except one problem. I got to go and find some bees. All right. Well, that's exciting. Before we get to building a bee farm, I want to go ahead and shut this off. And I want to show you guys a few more things. So if you watched my last video, it was a tutorial on how to reset the chunks on your Minecraft world and showing you how to reset the chunks to where you can get all of the 1.17 features on your pre-existing world and be able to save everything that you have already. As you can see, we have some freshly reloaded chunks around here. Now I was down here earlier and I was able to place down that torch and load the chunk. And when I did that, lava actually started flowing out. However, whenever you reset the chunk, and if I ever build a slime farm, it's going to be down here, I swear it. Whenever you reload the chunk, it allows the stuff to flow down. However, if you don't reflow it yet, you end up with stuff like this, which is pretty interesting. And there's just a wall of lava here. But what's even more interesting than that is you can see we have deep slate, which is freaking awesome. We got tough block here, which this tough block, it's really tough to mine. Only kidding. And we have a bunch of other features. If you look back there, you can see some glow lichen. As you can see, this is basically right next door to where we have already been building. And this is why we went through with resetting the chunk. That way we could bring all of these 1.17 items here so close to our base. And we also have this awesome block here, which is the deep slate coal. This deep slate coal is such an amazing looking block. If you silk touch it and use it in your builds, it looks so good. Not only this, but the redstone. If you find the deep slate redstone block, it looks amazing as well. At this rate I'm going, I might not even need a slime farm because these guys are just coming out of nowhere. Here's the deep slate redstone, so to speak. I was just talking about it. And this is another one that you could just implement inside your builds and it looks so good. There are so many slimes down here. What's going on? They're not even little slimes. They're giant slimes. Leave me alone, slimes. Take that, you big booger. You know, Bojang, a combat update would be very, very helpful right about now. Java has had it for the longest time, and we still have to kill all these guys one by one. If you're wondering why I'm not going straight to mining deep slate, well, I've had a lot of time to do that off of camera already. So I've got quite a bit to build a lot of cool stuff with. Oh, and by the way, 700 days later, my iron's done smelting. Alright, I think I'm ready for this big bee adventure. I have my silk touch first and foremost. I'm going to need this to harvest the bee nest. And then I got a couple campfires. I have 2 of them because, well, to be honest, I always break the first one. And maybe even sometimes the second one. We'll just have to see how this goes. And then I'm going to gather some more food along the way, hopefully. So we'll just see how this goes, and hopefully we can find some bee nests. The one nice thing is that technically none of this terrain has really been explored because I have just reset all of it. So hopefully if there's any new bee nest or anything, then it is a fresh new chunk and it has rendered in without anybody being there. So as long as I've been inside of this world, you would think that I would know which way the plains biome is. However, all I know is that I have made my base in one and I really don't know where any other plains biomes are. Not even hop, skip, and jump from the base, and we have dark oak right over here. It really makes me wonder with all of the new terrain generation with the 1.18 that... Whoa, I already see some bees. I see some bees over there too. With the new 1.18 generation coming, I really start to wonder what all is going to be mountains around here. I'm kind of on a hill over there, and then there's some more over here. I'm wondering just how much the terrain's going to actually change whenever we get that update. I really cannot wait, and I'm super excited for it, as I know most of you guys are too. So to get these bees, I think the smart thing to do, although it's going to be dangerous, is going to be wait for nighttime. That way all of the bees go back inside of the nest. However, let me go ahead and grab... Don't sting me, I'm sorry. A torch here. I'm just going to put a torch there and see if I can't mark out a few more nests. I can't believe I already found a nest. Oh, there's a nest over here too. So let me go ahead and mark this one. All right, now that we see the sun going down, we should have some bees returning home and going back inside of their nest, hopefully. Leave me alone, I'm just trying to collect flowers. Well, I guess we should get ready for Halloween, and there's no better way to do that than gather a few pumpkins. I'm so cold. I'm so alone and scared. I'm just kidding, there's a village right here. Some free spruce logs. I guess we'll take these potatoes. You guys got a lot of campfires over here. Doink. I sure hope they don't need those campfires to keep from freezing or anything. Ooh, diamond. Oh no, I made it angry. I made it angry. Can't get me under the tree, can you? That's what you get. I have found another one. However, it is heavily guarded. Probably a horrible idea. One, two, three, 4, 5. I think there can only be 3 bees to a nest, so there's got to be another nest around here somewhere. Ha, there one is. Not too shabby. Boop. Is there any more hives over here? Hello? Any scenic oceanfront property? Ooh, that's a bunch of carrots. Come on, go back in there. Come on, go back in there. You know you want to. You're on the wrong side of the hive. Come over here. Come over here. Go that way. No. Go that way. Yeah, there we go. That's using our full brain cell. There we go. Ow. 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 All right. I think we can head home now. I just don't know which way home is. Well said. You ever just feel like a rabbit? You know, sooner or later, I'm going to find my way home. I hope. Aha! Success! I got in a fight with the Enderman, and the Enderman won. But he ran away, because he's a pansy. Small drip leaf. Stay right here. I'll be right back. Ah, there you are. Thanks for doing business. Alright guys, so I cleared out some space over here next to the mineshaft entrance. I'm going to be placing it over here to the left, and it's also right next to the sugarcane farm. First thing that I want to do is chunk align this thing like any redstone contraption. So I'm going to get this chunk aligned real quick, mark out the chunks, and then we're going to get to building it. Alright, so I know somewhere over here is going to be the beginning of the next chunk border, so I'm just going to be placing all my leaves in here. Oh, and by the way, if you don't know how to find chunk borders using this method, I'll go ahead and link that in the card to the top right now for you. Alright, on the Z-axis we have the chunk borders marked, in between these two path blocks here, and then in between those two path blocks over there as well. Not like the chunk border cuts right down the middle or anything, just my luck. Now let's go ahead and do the x-axis and we'll be good to go. I don't know what happened to the cow. He was here just a minute ago and now he's gone. Placing down leaves, placing down leaves. All right, guys, now we got both axes marked out of our chunk borders. So let's go ahead and connect the path. That way we just have a good visual chart to build in. Well, I got all of the chunks marked out. However, I was hoping that it would really line up a little bit differently. I was hoping to build it, more along the sides of this cliff here. However, if I'm wanting to do that, I'm going to have to go back a little bit further, which I guess isn't too big of a deal. I just didn't want it to really disturb the entrance of the mine because I do plan on building here in the future. I guess with that being said, I'll go ahead and take this back a little bit further and line it up with the very beginning of the stairs going down into the mine shaft, and hopefully that'll give me enough room to make a farm. And just like that, we got it all cleared away. Now, if you're wondering what I ended up getting whenever I went out on that adventure to gather the beehives, what I ended up getting from that whole journey was everything in this chest here, excluding obviously the paper down below here. I ended up getting 7 bee nests. However, 2 of these are stackable, which leads me to believe that these don't have any bees in it. So I'm only going to be building the farm for these 5 here. And then I also got a diamond out of that village, some pumpkins that I stole, some potatoes, carrots, a bunch of golden carrots, which was a nice find, a golden apple, and several of these campfires that I got from the village as well. So it was a pretty good cleanup all in all. And if you were wondering about nether and end-based farms, I ended up pulling all of these nether and end-based farms out of the randomizer just so they're not available to be selected at this moment, because we are really not prepared to go to the end. We have not fought the dragon or anything yet. And the nether, we really are not prepared to go into the nether quite yet either. So I ended up pulling these out, that way they're not a chance to be selected. However, they will be added into this chest to be selected very soon. Alright, I think I just about gathered everything. Let's jump into building this thing. Well, guys, there she is in all of her glory. It took me a little bit of time to put it together, but I think that it came out rather good. I do still, like most everything, have to do some decorating. One thing that I would like to point out is whenever I was building this, a creeper was destroying this. So a creeper come out of nowhere, and you wonder why I absolutely hate creepers and why I'm so terrified of them. Yes, this is why. You see this? See this giant hole? Now I have to rebuild this too. Thanks a lot, creeper. I don't even know why I have your shirt on anymore. And now out of nowhere, it's thunderstorming again, and another creeper's going to blow us up. So I better go and sleep. One of these days, I'm going to have to take the time and fill in all these creeper holes. So let's see if I can even remember how I built this thing. I feel like we're missing something here. Oh yeah, the door. Well, that does it. This thing should be right back together. And hopefully it's about like it was before. Anyways, with this is pretty much your generic bee farm. I did not do anything fancy on it. It is just basically a bee farm to where it measures the output with a comparator from the hives, and then it's going to put that out of the comparator, and once the hives are full, they're going to put out a comparator signal of 5 redstone signal, which is going to finally go through all the redstone dust and to reach the dispensers. These dispensers are going to be filled up with either shears if I want to get the actual honeycomb itself, or bottles if I want to get the honey itself inside of the bottle. So this is kind of a dual purpose farm where I can get the honey bottles and I can also get the honeycomb if I want. So it's really nice, and I set it up to where I can set the honey bottles in one side and then shears in the other, where I can be harvesting both simultaneously, because each one of these are tileable and work independently of each other. Around back, the pickup system is just a big minecart here, where it picks it up and puts it inside of a auto hopper unloader. which is going to dump everything into this chest. Very, very straightforward and very, very simple and easy to build. I think that this is just missing one thing, and that's going to be a door. Perfect. Well guys, that's going to about wrap up this episode of Just Another Let's Play. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and if you really liked it, then go ahead and hit that like button for me, as it really does help out the channel. It helps bring a lot more audience into my channel and helps them discover my content. If you are new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell notification, that way you don't miss a single upload that I have. I have a load of stuff on my channel, from Let's Plays to redstone tutorials to farm tutorials. There's something for everybody on there. You definitely want to check it out. Next episode, I'm going to be gathering stuff up and starting to do some building, making this place look a little bit better. And I'm also going to pull from the randomizer to see what I'm going to be building in next episode. So you definitely don't want to miss that. I will also be filling up the honey farm in between episodes, putting shears inside of it and bottles, and get this thing fully functional where we can get some honey. The honey is going to be a really big help for us. That way we can coat all of our copper blocks and keep them from oxidizing. I did notice halfway through this video that there was a little bit of pixelation going on with the recording. The second half of this video should be much better, at least I hope so. I've been constantly fine-tuning my videos, that way you guys get the best quality possible. That's going to about wrap it up for me. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.